If you feel like you're making money a little bit slower in BTD6 or you always seem to be behind on farming in boss events, don't worry, it's not 100% on you. Over the last few updates, Ninja Kiwi has been implementing some changes that are aimed specifically at making farming harder. So in this video, I've compiled all of these changes, so we're going to talk about what Ninja Kiwi has done to make farming harder and then see what we can do about it. So let's start off with everyone's farming hero, Ben. Benjamin's level 1 cash generation got reduced from $100 to $80 and his level 2 cash generation from $150 to $120. This is important because if you calculate the amount earned in the first 40 rounds, for example, previously rounds 1 to 40 would earn you $6,000 and now that number is down to $4,800. Now Ben's nerfs continued in update 43 where his skimming and cybersecurity abilities got switched. Skimming is Ben's ability to generate $1 for every bloon that spawns, and the cybersecurity ability restores 5 lives per round. Skimming used to be a level 4 ability and now is unlocked to level 6 and is the other way around for the cybersecurity. Now I actually tested to see how much cash we're missing out on, and on medium mode on a beginner map, Ben got his level 4 on round 12 and his level 6 on round 27. This means that from rounds 12 to 26, we would have been making money for every single bloon spawned with the previous Ben. So I went ahead and checked how much money that is, and it is $605 less than before the abilities got swapped. Now that's an astonishing amount of money when you combine everything, because it means that if you, for example, were able to buy your greater production upgrade for your farm on round 12, now it's gonna be round 13 or 14, and this is going to delay the next farm by a round, let's say, and all this is just going to snowball. So down the line, 15 to 20 rounds later, you're likely gonna be missing out on a couple of $100 of income per round. The next nerf is the Monkeyopolis's base cash getting reduced from $1,250 to $1,000. The Monkeyopolis is a tower that absorbs nearby farms and produces money based on the value of the farms absorbed. You can create it by only sacrificing a base 000 farm, which we call the Miniopolis, and by doing so, we triggered the minimum amount of production possible by the Monkeyopolis. This minimum amount got changed from $1,450 to $1,200 per round, and while that might not sound like a lot, it's again these reductions on the income which add up over time. Lastly, the tier 5 Banana Central and the Monkey Wall Street got their prices increased. The Banana Central went from 100k to 115k, so straight up 50% more expensive, and the Wall Street went from 60k to 70k, so about 17% more expensive. So what do we do about this? Well, I think that efficiency is more important now than ever. This means a couple of things. Number one, buying your farms and upgrades under a discount village. The total discount for both the Monkey Business and Monkey Commerce upgrades is 15%, and again, this might not sound like a lot, but just like the reduced cash generation adds up, the less cash you spend on upgrades adds up as well. Number two, the Miniopolis is still decent value. It gives a wide range of benefits like the discounts that we just mentioned, but also increases the amount of money all nearby cash generating towers make and their cash per pop, which works on some other income generation sources like the Bloon Trap, for example. Now this brings me to my next point, and that is to use supplemental farming methods like the Bloon Trap and the Rubber to Gold Alchemist more often, and this is something that I don't do as much myself, but the income from these towers really adds up over time. Number 4 is overclocking your BRFs instead of buying new ones. What I mean by this is that once you buy a banana research facility, buy an overclock engineer for it and then buy a new BRF. The math works out because one BRF costs $25,425 and produces $1,950 per round. The overclock engineer costs $15,350 and increases the farm's production by $1,560. Or in other words, the return rate on a BRF is about 7.6% per round, but the return rate on an engineer which is overclocking that same BRF is 10.1% per round. So it's really a great deal. Number 5, selling towers in the range of a favorite trades Buccaneer, which increases the sell price of a tower by 10%, but the good thing is that this increased sellback works on all tiers of a tower. So for example, if you just finished defending the tier 2 boss with a MAD, it will sell for $54,495, but if you have a favorite trades Buccaneer, the number goes up to $61,761, saving you $7,266. And keep in mind, you can do this for every single tower you buy throughout the game.